Hello, this is session 3 of Stars in the Dark, reskin for Star Wars of Blades in the Dark. I am Anders, he, him pronouns. I am running the game, and today we have 3 players right now and a 4th showing up in just a little bit. We'll do quick introductions. I assume everyone who's watching this has watched the previous episodes, but if not, go do that first. But we'll do a quick introductions just to remind everyone of who they are. So character keeper order, Etema.
Hey, I'm Rich. I use the he, him pronouns. I'm playing Etema, who is a Ratataki. The Ratataki is this alien species, because there are a lot of them in Star Wars, created for the Old Republic MMO. So it's a video game only species that I don't think has ever been featured in any of the televised or film properties. They're known for their hyper violent culture, and Etema is no exception to that rule, even though she's not from Rattatak. She was born in 1313. She has lived in 1313 her entire life. She is a gun hand and a dangerous and intimidating fighter. And as a quick update, we got advancements, and I chose the special ability. Well, I got enough XP to get a special ability of Bodyguard. So Etema, when she protects a teammate, she gets +1d to her resistance roll. And when she gathers info to anticipate possible threats, get +1 effect. So as a note, I know it's real good at that stuff. That's Etema.
Yeah, cool. Let's move on to Boko.
That's me. I'm Mark, he, them. I'm playing Bokosh Padora, who is a Pantoran, the blue guy without the red eyes. He's also born and bred in 1313. He's our hound, so tracker slash sniper-ish, I guess. Used to be a cop, is no longer a cop for various reasons, and has underscored that by both disappearing and aiding in exploding cops in the very recent past. Yeah, I keep forgetting to use or to note my Eiley Scout special ability that gives me +1 effect when I gather info and all that stuff. So I'll have to remember that going forward as well. I'm very close to getting a second thing. So looking forward to that.
Excellent. And third and last for the moment is Bria.
Unmuted. Great. Hi, I'm Kai. I use they, them pronouns. I am playing the assassin lurk, Bria. And I am not born on 1313. I come from a proper planet. Thank you very much. And some things happened when I was a child, and a Mandalorian picked me up and raised me. But when it came time to raise my own child, I refused to do the same with that. So I have taken my years of mercenary work and joined this new gang to take out the Imperials that killed my family. Very standard revenge story. I am also very close to, well, somewhat close to leveling up. I keep doing desperate actions, so that gives me more XP. My special move that I currently have right now is stealth mode. You have implants or gear that allow you to become shadowy and undetectable by sensors for a few moments. It takes 2 stress to activate, plus 1 stress for each of the following extra features. It lasts for a few minutes rather than a few moments. I am invisible rather than shadowy, and I'm a fly on silent repulsors. So, you know, the next time you need a lock picked on the outside of a building 3 stories up, with no one being able to see you, just let me know. It'll stress me out, but I'll take care of it for you. Additionally, I have made work on a long-term project of making contact with the 1,000 Knives fixer. We are 3 ticks towards that, and I have added both the Mark who will be helping us and the fixer himself on our sheet, and that's where I'm at.
Nice. So some updates since the last mission, which was giving access to Street Sec Station 65 to Maxus Free Rebels, who are a faction of rebels, the more militant wing of the Rebel Alliance. Since they took some losses when they made the raid there, they have actually dropped a tier. They had weak hold before, so now they're down to tier 2 because they're temporarily weakened. But Street Sec has also dropped from stronghold to weak hold. They're still tier 3, but they dropped because there's a bit of confusion and stuff. That was that. I think everything else we mentioned last time. Yeah. So currently Maxus Free Rebels are the ones you have the best relationship with. You're at +2. You have a couple of +1s and a scattering of -1s, but there's no one who really hates you yet. So we'll see how that goes. Your current job is to take care of, in a very public way, a competitor for the Moon Minox, who are spice pushers, basically, in the Foundry. There is an employee of Jargos Express Delivery, which is a delivery company, who is also dealing spice in the Foundry, and Zori Bliss, who is the head of the Moon Minox, is not too happy with this, and she wants him eliminated in a very. She wants to send a message, basically, a public execution is what she's after, and. Yeah, what we were discussing just before we started was whether you want to have a on-screen scene with Zori where she gives you some details on the job, or if I should just give them to you and we can move on to downtime.
I personally would like to see Zori on screen, even if even if she's just giving us deets, like she's going to give us deets and look amazing at it. I don't know. It's just, she's kind of cool.
Yep, seconded.
Yeah, even if it's just like a hollow disc or whatever of her talking at us, but like being awesome, even that would be, better than not. So
yeah, I'd really like to share the picture. Maybe I don't know what the best way to do this is. I could just put it in my background, I guess.
I may be able to pop it up. Let me find it again. Ah, there it is. I'll do a quick screen share.
Cool.
With
Yeah,
a
there we
crazy,
go.
weird dog that has some seriously, like, if their legs are back there, it's got a really long torso. But she looks awesome with a dope, like, leopard skin going on. That's some cool stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're meeting her in the back of the laundromat where Lydra usually receives her contacts. She's there with a couple of the Moon Minox. She's masked. They all wear masks. The Moon Minox. and the others, they have masks, kind of like these fabric masks with a stylized moon minoc right over the face. You can't like see their eyes or anything. It's just but it's like a see-through fabric sort of thing, like those suits. I don't know what they're called, but you know.
The Zentai suits.
Yeah. But they're wearing like street clothes otherwise, and jackets, of course, with also with a moon minoc on the back, or minoc, I should say. Actually, it's a minoc over a crescent moon, of course, because they're the moon minocs. I suspect there are quite a lot of minocs on Coruscant in some areas, like chewing on cables and whatnot. But that's not relevant to this. Yeah, you're meeting her there. Lydra has excused themselves. They don't need to be here to hear the details. They prefer to be to know as little as possible, just for deniability. As you may recall, they were picked up by StreetSec after your first job. You bailed them out, but still. Yes, so when Zori comes in, and she has this weird dog-like creature with her, she kind of saunters in a way that is very obviously studied to seem casual, but probably also studied to seem studied. It's like she's not a spontaneous person in that way, it seems. It's everything is theater with her. So she comes in through the back door where Lydra leaves. Ah, yes, here you are. The daggers. Normally I would go to my dear friend Shukai with a mission like this, but he has felt that the Foundry is a bit hot at the moment for his associates, and my own fellows here, and she like strokes the arm of one of her bodyguards, presumably they are. They have many talents, but you have something. You're skilled at something that's not their forte, and that's brutality. They really need this to be a public, violent display. And well, these boys, they can chase off someone who takes their corner or is reluctant to pay what we're owed. But for this sort of thing, I want professionals.
We are nothing if not professional.
Yes, let's hope that you're not nothing then.
I think you will be pleased. I think you'll be pleased with our brutality, Miss Bliss.
Ah, yes, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. As you know, I have a competitor, an annoyance, someone who is trying to, let's say, undercut our previously very well-established prices at certain locations. His name is Bobam Kurg. He's a Gran, those three-eyed people. He makes his deliveries in this little speeder truck. He's got a couple of assistants, a bodyguard, you might call him the one, Croft, big white hairy thing. They have an irregular schedule, let's say, but they always stop at a couple of places that we've identified. There's Dido's, and you know that Dido's it's one of the fancier cantinas in the foundry. It's close to Bright Market, so it's kind of upscale for the foundry. You get some spillover from the fancy people who want to slum it a bit and that sort of thing. And also the Grand Ambassador, which is a rundown hotel in roughly the same area. Used to be very fancy, but kind of the border between the foundry and Bright Market has shifted a bit. So now it's not as fancy. There's a couple of pictures in the locations tab. I put these up top. Just as a side note, the locations tab is kind of a mess right now because I keep resizing the column so that the pictures will show up, which means that the other pictures sometimes look weird. But let's ignore that for the moment. And they usually travel through a tunnel between the main tunnel between. I need to check the map so that I'm not lying. Between the foundry and Seksek. But otherwise, they go to different places, drop off their whatever goods they're delivering. I'm sure you can find some suitable place to take care of them. And I don't really care about his helpers. It's Bobum I want. The others, one way or the other, I don't care. Are there any further questions?
You made the
When you
right
say
choice.
public, do you want them? How am I asking this?
As long as a sufficient number of people see him, that's fine. I want them to see the kill, not just the
You
body.
want people to see the act. You want to.
Yes.
Yes.
But it doesn't have to be out in the street. If it's in the cantina or whatever, that's fine. But I don't want to blast a ball to the back of the head in some back alley where it will be just a rumor. I want this public.
Do you want this to be explicitly associated with the Moon Minox, or do you want that to keep that implied?
Implied is probably better with all the turmoil that's been building here recently. If there is a crackdown, I would rather they don't go after us directly. I can spread the word as is suitable, but I don't want anyone in our colors doing it. Well, if everything's clear, then you know what to do. He does his rounds every 2 or 3 days, so you shouldn't have to wait long. If you have any questions, you can contact my second here, and she gives out details so you can get in contact with him. His name is Jorgen. I will put that in the chat.
And what's your other friend's name?
Oh, this. And she sort of clings to him just for a moment. And this is a big beefy guy.
Oh, I meant the dog.
Oh, the dog. Oh, this is Sebastian. He's my most loyal friend, aren't you? Aren't you, Sebastian? Aren't you my bestest friend? And Sebastian looks up at her, and then he looks over at you, and she makes some kind of gesture, and his mouth opens up a lot wider than should be possible for that small a head. And it's clear that this dog has some pretty heavy cybernetic augmentations, including very big teeth. Yes, Sebastian. He never leaves my side.
Nice to meet both of you.
Edema takes kind of a half step back when that dog opens its maw or opens its mouth. And she doesn't make a noise, but I think Bria Boko, you know her well enough to know that looks like fear. But she tries to keep it together. You know her well enough to know that definitely scares her a little bit.
So, you'll be paid in full once the job is done, as usual. If there are any complications, then I don't want to hear about it. Just get it done.
Good. But we'll get it done. And then Edima's going to start like backing out.
Could we do a social roll to see how like what we did today impacted her? Like if she likes us or like.
Yeah, absolutely.
We could do a team roll. We haven't done one of those yet. We can do a team
that'd be
roll.
fun. Yeah,
absolutely.
I'll lead a team roll.
Yeah, sure.
So consort
seems suitable.
Yeah. Okay. So I've got one die.
Same.
That. Okay. How about you, Adam? Adam, do you have any consort dice?
that is a thing with which I have no skill.
Right, you have command, not consort. I see it on it. And these sheets are actually really useful if you look at them. Okay. So all right. That could potentially be a lot of stress.
I think there's a something's not right, because you have a dot in consort, but that's not showing up on Etima's sheet. There's the linking isn't working properly. Yeah, for some reason your and Morn's number.
Yeah, it looks like I can fix that. I see what's up. It looks like Bria and Morn's were flipped.
Yeah, the pictures are right, but the skills are
I'll fix it.
up. Yeah, anyway. In this, I mean, either Etima can just stay out of the group action, which would work in the fiction as well. She's a bit spooked by
I'm out.
and so on.
I'm good to be out of it. Yeah.
Or you could roll, but you'll be rolling, unless you're spending stress, you'll be rolling 2 dice and taking the lowest. So you probably won't add much.
What do you think, Bucko? Should I push myself? Give us 3
or
dice.
Etima could assist someone. You could Etima could spend the stress to give someone an assist.
Yeah, if you want to spend one.
Well, I mean, if the fiction says that she's not a part of the group action, I can't see her helping. Fictionally, it doesn't make any sense.
It could be that her being spooked gives the rest of you an opportunity to get a better read on Zori.
Okay. All right. Do you want to do that, Rich?
Oh, love to spin some stress. I'm
Excellent.
happy to assist. Very, very
Okay.
happy.
I will roll 2 dice, and then Mark, you can roll your dice. And let's see here. This is.
I just realized I don't have the dice roller open, so I can't see what you're.
Well, it's going to make you refresh every 5 seconds anyway, based off of last time.
Yeah, but I don't think I need to like log in or add my name every time just to see the rolls.
Right. So I got a 5. Bucko.
I also got a 5.
Okay. So we're at a 5. I don't take any stress.
Yeah, I think that's right.
That worked out really well.
Nice. From what you can tell, she's a bit skeptical. She doesn't know you personally, but it seems she's not dismissing you, but she's not sure if you can really handle this. That's the general impression you get.
Okay. So, Mark, Rich, did we do any jobs before the ones we've done on screen?
Probably
Something-
small ones, just a
Anything that we might have pictures of that would show our prowess at this kind of thing? If not, then we can just move on. I was just thinking that maybe
I don't imagine that Boko would be taking pictures of his of his
I
targets.
don't even know if
Yeah.
I would have them or show them, but I was just trying to think of something that
Yeah.
maybe we could just say like, have you heard about so and so job?
Yeah.
Maybe
Or do we want to mention the police station, which was a very public explosion?
Yeah. Anyway, I guess I say something like, did you want this as public as, Sector 65? Because, that's us.
Yes, I heard there was some involvement there other than those rebels, but I would prefer to avoid the collateral damage. Getting civilians killed is not good for business.
No, I mean, they can't use the spice if they're dead. So
There is that too, yes. But that said, if someone dies, they die. That's the way of the world.
I think that's a great place to end that scene.
Yep.
By the way, since we shared the image, I'd like to give Callum Alexander Watt on Twitter at CALUMAWATT was the artist of that Zori.
Yeah.
Just want to give credit where credit was due.
Absolutely. It's a great picture. Okay, so now we're moving into downtime, and we can mix this with a bit of character interaction, some information gathering, that sort of thing. That doesn't really go into downtime actions as such in the mechanical sense that you have these 2 actions you get to do in downtime. I just realized that I don't think we have the thing about protection noted in the rules summary. I will make note of adding that. I think that's just, you take, someone is about to suffer a consequence, you make the resistance roll instead of that person. But then if things go badly, it's on you. That's how I remember it, but I'll make a note of adding that for the next time. Oh, right. I should also note the wishes we had last time, which was basically for more violence, messier scores, and to introduce some NPCs that will become relevant later, people who could join your gang, that sort of thing. So I will keep that in mind as well. Making some notes. Yeah. So who has something they want to do?
Right on the edge of wanting to indulge a vice. Has anybody ever done the math of like, this is when it's smart to indulge a vice? I'm sitting at 4. So I
4, 5
figure,
is good. Yeah.
yeah, 4 or 5 is good. So that's where I'm headed. Enema is going to head to, yeah, the vice of stupor, which is her meeting up with her buddy Betty the Beast Barlow, because as she brags to the Beast, they're starting a whole new shock boxing and I'm going to be fighting.
Oh yeah, where? I thought
Oh,
you were barred from the from Scargo's place.
I still am, more or less. I'm not worried about it. That's your thing. We can still train. That's your thing. I got my own thing. It's nice. I'm excited about it. I've got to hook up through Bria. She's a Mandalorian. She's got connections. Yeah, it's going to be pretty brutal, though. So I need you to.
Yeah, Mandalorians, they're serious people. Like serious. But yeah, sure. So what, do you want some higher voltage or
Yeah. Take off the governors. Let's go all the way. I've got to be ready for this.
all right. Just keep yours on. I want to be able to fight tomorrow, so
Of course. Wouldn't want to hurt that pretty face of yours.
yeah. It's not my face I'm worried about.
Okay, so I'll be rolling with my dice lowest attribute. So I have 2 dice in insight,
Yep.
prowess, and resolve. So I'll do rolling 2d.
You roll 2 dice and take the highest, I believe.
Let's see. Highest die result. Yep. Here we go. And Edema's goal is to, because it's stupid, she wants to be beaten up real bad, and for that shock boxing stuff to just knock her senseless, but her keep going. She's not really looking to defeat the Beast, but just increase her ability to take it. And also she likes,
yeah, so you give her some openings, maybe. Just
yeah.
Yeah, and she plays into it. She knows what you're after.
And I rolled a 5. Okay.
Yeah, so you clear all your stress. That's the good part.
Yeah,
but since
sure
you only had
is.
4, that means you overindulge. So you get to choose. You have 4 choices. You can attract trouble, which means you get an additional entanglement. You can brag about your exploits, which gives the crew +2 heat. You can be tapped. That means you're cut off. And I think in this case, that would mean that the beast, she's getting a bit, she doesn't like this. It's clear that you're trying to take more than she's willing to dish out. So you'll have to find someone else to beat you up. Or you can be lost. That means your character vanishes for a few weeks. You play someone else until they return. I guess in this case, that would mean that you're on some sort of shock boxing tour or something. If you're really into that world. But it would also mean you have to whip up a new character on the fly here.
So let me check in with Guy and Mark. Which do you think? Like, Lost is interesting if we're trying to build up our gang. I basically step out of playing Anima for us this score, basically, right? I think.
Depends on. I mean, you vanish for a few weeks, which it would definitely be this score, maybe even the next score as well, depending on how long we think the downtime is for the next one. But that's a bit up to you.
And the other one's screw the group, and that's what makes me nervous, and that's why I want to check in with both Mark and Kai. Entanglement. Unfortunately, that's not a Edema entanglement. That's a crew entanglement. +2 heat means I'm talking a lot of trash about stuff. I don't want to be tapped again. I could, but Lost is interesting. I'm not even sure what other playbook would fit with this crew.
Yeah, and Lost is interesting for two reasons. I think that's like if you have a lot of harm, that will heal all your harm, which
I have not.
Might want to use. And also Edema is probably gonna be good for being messy on this job, which we kind of want. So
yeah, so I think I'll not do that one. Although I will just caveat at some point I do want to do that. We'll just not do that before this job. Which means, friends, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to screw us over.
Yeah, I don't mind heat.
I think so. I think Edema's. Yeah, it's supposed to be public. She talks trash to the beast, maybe at a cantina. They end up in. Oh, let's say that they're up near. Oh shoot! What? Sorry, I got to go to factions. I'm not fluent with it yet. Yeah, the Emerald Row. Afterwards, and they end up at a place that Edema takes Beast out to, called like the Emerald Sunlight, and talks a lot of trash about. Yeah, we're gonna whack this person. Don't buy any spice off this guy. They're doomed. They're going down, and that will increase us by 2 heat. I'm a mouthy assassin. It's a bad idea.
Maybe a little.
Yeah, but you have chance. You still have the chance to spend the downtime actions to reduce heat as well.
That's cool.
That being said, we could go ahead if as soon as you figured out not the character sheet, but just who the person is in general, we can go ahead and introduce them into fiction. So they'll be available for you to switch to rather easily. Not on this job, like in the next 10 minutes, but maybe by the next session we can introduce them so they'll be available for you. Maybe we should all do that, like increase the size of our gang.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
I like it.
Cool. I will be doing that on the side then.
Yeah, that's actually some good homework for next session. Maybe figure out an alternate character. And I don't think there's anything in Blades about doubling up on playbooks. I'm not sure. But I should make sure that there are actually blank versions of the playbooks in case you want to do. I mean, if Rich, if Etema is out of it, but you still want to play a gun hand, you should have one.
I'll definitely play a different. I'll definitely play something new. But I hear you. I wouldn't do too much work until you know where we're headed. But I appreciate you working ahead. Like that's pretty cool.
So Edema the gun hand steps out of the spotlight, and Bedema the gun hand steps in.
Yeah, her cousin from.
Right.
Just has the other eye missing.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm done with that downtime. Thank you.
I think my downtime is going to be pretty simple. I'm just going to pull out the blaster rifle that folks haven't seen me with before and start training with it. I just trained twice, which will get me my sharpshooter ability.
Nice.
I want to use that for the plan. I realized looking at the, I was like, oh yeah, it's supposed to be like kind of a hunter sniper, but I don't really have any firearm stuff. Oh well. And then I looked under hunt. It's like, oh, hunt is also for precision shooting from a distance. Like, okay, yeah, I'm actually good at that then. So let's do that.
Yeah, skirmish is fighting up close, you know, like a pitched battle sort of thing. Hunt is when you're picking someone up from a distance.
Yeah,
Hello,
so I'll definitely train
Welcome.
twice, get those playbook ticks, and then take sharpshooter. So I guess I'm just like on the roof of the hideout, shooting cans at a couple buildings away.
Andish, do you have to also roll entanglements because of Rich's or Edema's mouth, or is it just he?
It's just he. I just took
one
heat.
or the other.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
And I should not mark that heat actually. Yeah, welcome, Matt.
Hello.
Everyone else did quick character introductions just to see if there's anything new or the like. So you can do that as well. Otherwise, we're in the middle of downtime.
I'm playing Warren. I'm Keldor, as you can see from my picture right here.
Your sound is a bit low, at least for me.
I know the solution for that.
Yeah.
Move my microphone closer to my face.
Yeah.
Much better. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, I'm playing Morn. I guess since last time, mostly we've discovered that Morn wants to be the leader of a force-focused organization. Some might call it a cult. Some might call it a exclusive order or something. I'm thinking of calling it the Completed, or something very like menacing like that, as in we are completed by allowing the force and the power of technology to make us stronger and more powerful. So just something spooky like that. And yeah, I don't think there's too much more to say. I'm looking forward to being spooky.
Cool. So we had a short scene with Zori Bliss where she gave you some details on the mission. Basically, she wants a public execution. She gave you notes on a couple of the places where the target makes deliveries. I'm sure the others can fill you in on the rest. Or if you have any questions, just let us know. Etema has had one downtime action. Boko has done both of his for some training and Bria hasn't done any yet. So who wants to go next?
I can go if I could reach the mute button. So I'm thinking about my long-term project our long-term project to get us in contact with made a character, might as well use the name. Zilvad, the fixer for the 1,000 Knives. I've picked out a mark, Adric, a Deveronian, and I was thinking that maybe I could find some time to seduce him some and have some fun with him, veiled, or of course, based off of our safety tools. I was thinking of rolling sway, of which I have no dice. So I have a rules question. Say I roll sway and I get a 1 or a 3 or whatever, and I get only the 1 tick. Does that also mean that I've screwed over the relationship with this guy? Or because if I have a chance of really screwing over this relationship, then that kind of kills like my current angle, which you know, the story might need to go that direction, but I just wanted to make sure I understood the consequences before I rolled my dice.
Yeah. It doesn't mean that you're it doesn't change anything about the clock. So it could just mean, I mean, we could say, yeah, if we find it interesting, we could say, yeah, you screwed up that relationship. You have to find someone else to get you there. But it doesn't change, it doesn't set you back on the clock or ruin the.
Sure, I understand that. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
As I would say, as I would see it. I don't think it would necessarily screw up the relationship. The way I understand it, there are no consequences for missing on long-term project actions.
That's what I was asking about. Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Is there, okay. All right, well, let's see what the dice say. So I'm gonna roll sway to see what kind of evening the Deveronian and I have. I'm gonna roll 2 dice and take the lowest, which is a 2. So I get to add a tick to the long-term project, putting us halfway done.
Yeah. So it's not great, but what do you think is it that makes you don't quite make a connection, maybe?
Right. The mark likes to get more inebriated than I do when this kind of thing goes on, and I wasn't comfortable with that. So it was fun but awkward. Like I have, you know, stupor-ish as a you know, I have Zori Bliss, my spice dealer, but like this guy takes it further.
Yeah, he likes to get really blitzed and you know, before anything intimate happens. I think that's like more of an afterthought to him. He's not really into the sex, he's into the drugs.
Right.
And it's just doing it when you're on a really nice high. That's just it's to heighten the drug experience. It's not he's not into the sex for its own sake.
Okay. Well, that didn't work out, but while he was blitz, I looked through his communicator and I know the frequency that the knives contact their fixer with. So I can use that for future listening in actions and stuff like that.
Yeah, excellent.
Okie doke, I will take note of that. That was my first action. Someone else can go.
Cool. So Morn has 2 actions, Bria has 1 more, and Etma also has 1 more.
Do we have any more details about our mark or about the nature of the public execution or the message intended or anything like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Likes to go to Dido's Cantina in the Foundry. Often goes to the Grand Ambassador Hotel and Foundry. Both of those are in locations tab. And often travels in a tunnel between Foundry and SecSec. This needs to be a public execution. People need to know about it.
Yeah, and this tunnel, it's like a traffic tunnel. There's not a huge amount of traffic there. It's not quite a service tunnel, but it's not for like public use. You have to have a permit to use it. So it's limited use, which also means that it's not necessarily trivial to get into. But that's that's a thing that you know. Zori wants this to be public. People should see the target get killed, but she doesn't want it associated with the moon Minox in case there's blowback. And he travels with two other people, a Gregorian named Croft, who is kind of a bodyguard, and his driver, Lox Drera. And this, this model of speeder truck, it's not super fast. It's faster than a person walks, but it's not like a speeder bike fast or anything. You probably couldn't keep up with it just on your feet for very long, but it's like, it's not fast. And it can't go more than like 2 meters, so about 6-7 feet above the ground. It's one of those types of speeders.
Okay, that's all good stuff. I guess we make a good impression with Zori. We could gather info to try and find out where a lot of her other competitors and consumer bases would have the cantina. But just trying to think of how we can.
Out.
I'm sorry.
You were cutting out.
Your sound cut out after you said something about her competitors.
There's the problem. I had the wrong microphone selected.
Ah.
Hello.
So much better. So much better. Great, great.
Yeah. Well, if we don't have too much in the way of planning and specifics, I could look into acquiring an asset of like an ion pulse or something to take out the speeder. Do we have a speeder of our own now?
I think you still have the vehicle you acquired.
I did acquire asset a little while back. We have a vehicle for one job.
For one job, and that's this job?
If we want to. No, I don't think it has to be used for anything specific.
Okay.
Yeah, it's for one job. And it could be this one, you could save it for later.
I mean, we could do a Ferris Bueller's Day Off with it if you want, but
But wait, if it's a Ferris Bueller's, then you've got to put it up on blocks and it's a speeder. That won't work.
maybe you put the blocks on it and it pushes it down.
Oh, okay. All right. We're good then.
All right, good enough.
And also I need to salvage it for jetpack parts or something. So
Exactly.
that's also important. Too many choices. I'm just going to, for now, do a little work on my long-term project. So I saw the pic of Veldrin in our NPCs, who I love very much, as a very slick, my competitor. And I think last time I had brought a few people to my workshop, a few of his recruits that I had just spoken to outside of their meeting, and sort of showed them what I'm capable of. And I think that role went quite well. So maybe a few people who are on their way to becoming one of my techno adepts, one of the completed. So maybe I can, to finish off this first part of the clock of like sourcing people. Maybe I can do like a little ad campaign and like a word of mouth thing. So maybe I have like a few crappy little droids at the workshop, and I tinker with them to do like a little hollow advertisements, and I have them just kind of like chilling around at corners where and also conspicuously gathering where Veldrin's people tend to meet up as well. And maybe I even ask Bokosh to I don't know where you're at as far as if you've been swayed by my rhetoric yet, but I think I'm definitely like around the hideout. I'm like talking a lot of crap about Veldrin and how he doesn't know anything, and how all those people's money and potential is going to waste. And if Bokosh actually believes Morn, then maybe I'm like, hey, could you if you got a few friends that aren't confident in what Veldrin has to say, maybe you could just put in a word for me. You've seen what I can do.
I've seen what you can do. I don't, I don't have anything against I think Veldrin still has a lot to offer. So I think this is like Boko's like really good yoga class he goes to. Like, I don't know, I really like going here. This is working out for me. I feel like I've almost got those rocks lifting a little bit, so I want to keep on this path.
Matt, I think the name for your long-term project is still copied from Boko's.
It
It says
is.
find proof that Celine is a dirty cop. That doesn't sound like your thing.
No, I literally just copied the formatting and did not finish it. Also, I believe it was a 6-part, and I have 4 of 6.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Okay.
I put in a couple of suggestions for possible recruits. They're at the bottom of the NPCs tab under cultists and weirdos. But if you want someone else, feel free to add someone.
Oh, this is very good. This is very good. So why don't we just say this, since Boko, is drinking the Kool-Aid and he thinks that he's on his way to some revelation, I'm going to try to make friends with Zita, who is one of the people who came by my workshop. She looks like she's already got some mods in, and maybe we go on like a little, is it a date or are we just talking shop, and I'm hoping for a right-hand person or someone who really understands my vision.
Yeah, cool. So are you going for consort or sway?
Which I have neither of. I think this is probably sway. I think this is like more opening his heart up a little bit and speaking passionately about the true way to power and to he has his beliefs, and he doesn't say them often. So I think this is a time when we actually see more and some of the stranger things that he believes in.
Yeah. So do you want an extra die for that? You can push yourself, or you could have a devil's bargain.
Why don't I push myself and then hold those 3 stress and waiting, so I can see if I can bump to trauma in this upcoming score, because that'll be fun. So
yeah, and to be clear, trauma is useful to have because it's something you can gain XP from. But if you fill up all your trauma, your character is out of the game because they can't cut it anymore, or for some other reason they choose to retire or something.
Yes, I'm just trying to find the dice room link.
It's in the safety and links tab. It's at the very first one.
Of course it is.
And
I
Rich,
dropped it in Zoom chat too.
Thanks, Rich.
You're welcome.
All right, everyone, I'm a little scattered today, but let's roll this roll. So I'm rolling with 1 die here.
Mhm.
That's a 1.
Yeah, I think Gita is not that impressed with you. I think I think you're pushing in the wrong direction for her. I mean, she has a lot of mods, but she's not doing this this isn't a tech thing for her. This is a spiritual thing. So she doesn't see how those two interconnect the way you do. She's
see.
not. I mean, you could still convince her, but this wasn't the right tack.
Cool.
So you still get a tick on your clock, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. So that was 1 downtime action for you. And just you can still do like information gathering for the job that doesn't count as downtime actions. If anyone wants to do anything about that, just to be clear. Not that it's necessary, but it's a thing you can do. So Etama, Bria, and Morn each have 1 more downtime action.
I think I'm just gonna have Edema train up. She needs to get tougher and needs to get those skills in order. So she will spend time working on increasing her power. Unlimited power!
And remember, you get extra XP if you train insight or prowess because of your.
I will train
crew
inside my
upgrades.
prowess. Thank you for that reminder. That is exactly what I wanted to do anyway. So that's perfect. I'm marking 2 ticks in prowess.
Excellent. So what kind of, or is this maybe this is part of what you're doing with the beast as well? Like getting some close up hand-to-hand practice in.
A little bit of that action.
She's gonna break you.
I hope so. That's what I'm looking for.
I will break you.
Need to be broken.
I would like to spend my other downtime action to gather information on the job.
That doesn't count as a downtime action. Gathering info is something you can do anyway.
Oh, okay. There's just so I guess there's just a fictional limit to how much information we can gather, right?
Yeah, basically, it's how much time do you spend on it. The downtime actions, it's.
You're right. Yeah, there's a list of them,
and
I could pay attention to that in the rules section. Yeah, I'd somehow conflated that that was one of the things. I played a game that was one of the limits on you was your downtime actions were your gather information rolls. So it's a very different game.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if I can combine a downtime action with a gather information roll.
Ooh, fancy.
Let's see here.
I figure we'll take a break once we're done with downtime. But I think it's we can finish this and then we take a break.
Well, I can't figure that out, so I'm going to go. Just say I want to do a gather information roll, and I want to throw a spanner in the works. I want to ask the question: what's really going on here?
Ooh, in relation to
the job, like Zori Bliss and and Jorgen. There's something I feel like there's something we're missing here. Some
okay.
key element to this that's important that would catch us unawares if we didn't do something about it. So I would like to use Prowl, and I want to shadow Jorgen for a day or two. I want to see what his life is like, and try to figure out what I'm. It's either him or Zori, but I'll go with him on this one. So let me make that roll, and then we can jump to the break. All right, 2s. I've got 2 in. I have 2 Star Wars Saturdays up on my web browser, and I keep flipping over to the one I play tomorrow. And I'm like, no, wrong dice room. 2 dice. I got a 6.
Nice. Yeah, Jorgen isn't that hard to shadow. I mean, it's clear from the way Zori talked about him that he's her second, but it's also clear that she's all the brains of the operation. He's a capable second, but he's not anything else. So he has a fairly steady routine. He travels around mostly by foot with the big beefy guy that also accompanied Zori. It seems that's his like right-hand man, and they visit the various places where the Moon Minox deal. Occasionally he picks up some credits, but usually he's just checking in, making sure everything's working all right, settling disputes and giving orders, that sort of thing. He's a very hands-on manager. It seems that the others they respect him. They don't, and he seems to be fairly popular. They like him. He doesn't put the heart on any of his own guys. They're just it seems they do their jobs. He treats them well. That seems to be the way the gang works, which may be a bit unusual, but it's not it's not unheard of. Zori seems to have picked a good guy to be her hands-on manager, her XO, or whatever you want to call it. You do overhear a conversation between him and
I made a mistake. I've been listening to this the entire time, and I'm like, something's wrong here. I apologize it took me this long. I wanted to shadow Bobum, the target.
Okay.
But in our text on our Zoom text, I see the word Jorgen, and I thought that was.
Well, you did say you were suspicious too, so I actually thought you wanted to go after Jorgen to see if we were getting. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
But you know what? Let's just continue. Let's continue with what I asked for, not what I meant, and because we've already done all of that. So
you're about to get the good stuff.
I know, right? All right. So he's a good XO, good second-hand man doing his job. He's actually helpful, or he's actually nice compared to maybe Zori. They like him. Please continue, GM. I apologize for interrupting.
Yeah, sorry about the mistake. I guess the names were kind of similar. I didn't realize that until now. He stops at a cantina. They have a couple of drinks. He has a couple of drinks with one of the dealers who seems to be a bit more in the know. He's not just one of the guys on the street. He manages some of the. He's like not. I guess he manages a couple of guys. And you find they're sitting in a booth. You can slide into the booth behind them and over here, and they're talking about they're talking about Boban, the target, and his and the other person is kind of pushing for, aren't we going to hit that guy? He's still undercutting us. We're completely we're completely out of didos. Nobody's buying from us there. They don't. It's we're losing credits, man. And Jorgen tries to placate him. We've got someone on it. We're not doing it ourselves. It's too risky. You know, there are more of those delivery vans or delivery trucks here. Who knows? They could get some backup or something. We don't want to get caught in crossfire if there's if someone else shows up. Let the outsiders take care of it, and they take all the risk. Yeah, that's smart thinking. See, yeah, that's why you're the big man. And they go on drinking and talking a bit about some distribution stuff that doesn't seem relevant to the job, but that's the key piece you get there.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
I mean, you could do some work on Boban as well, but if you're going to spend a couple of days on that, you're starting to delay the job a little bit.
No. I've wasted all the time that I can on gathering information. So perfect. You wanted to go to break.
You still have one downtime action, and Morin has one as well.
Yes. Did I hear you right that you wanted to go to a break after we got done with my roll? I thought you said that. Did I?
Sorry?
I thought you said that after we got done with this one thing, we were going to go to break. Is that what you wanted to do?
Sorry. I think I thought we'd finish up the downtime actions.
All the downtime. Okay,
but we can take a break now if
again, I'm not listening very well. So, Morin, why don't you?
I'm not speaking very clearly. It could be.
Nah, I misunderstood. All right.
Well, so Ion Pulse is one of my abilities, which says you know how to wreck an area with an Ion Pulse to disable any droids there. I don't have the ability unlocked, but I'm wondering if I can acquire an asset to sort of test that out to see if I can get something that could either disable a speeder or any tech that the bodyguard might have on him or something like that. Just something in our back pocket if the fight goes south.
Absolutely.
Be a good way to just grab and go, get the guy to where we need him to be as well. So our tier is 0.
Mm-hmm.
We're so close.
2 dice take the lowest.
It is.
And I think this will count as a special item, so you'd get the one thing.
Yes. And then I could spend cred, which I don't have. So let's just roll those dice and see if it goes better than last time. Oh, well, I'll go after this roll. Here goes. 2d6, take the lowest. That's a 1. Another 1.
Yeah, so that's that's tier -1. So okay, you have you manage to cobble together a thing, but it's like a big clamped sort of thing. It has a huge battery on it, and you have to attach it to the speeder. You have to physically attach it to the speeder, and it's not something you can just carry discreetly. Someone's going to see you carry this thing, but it will stop the speeder.
It's a homemade bespoke ion pulse.
Yeah, yeah.
And Morn is very proud of it. And if we do want to Ferris Bueller our speeder, we could do it with this giant bomb that I made. Not even a bomb, it's an ion pulse. But okay, so I have this hilarious thing. The other thing I wanted to say is that I'm quite sure that the clock from my techno adepts was at 5 out of 6 last time. I think I rolled a middling result when I went to scout the cult, and then I rolled a 6 when I invited people back to the place afterwards. So I think that one was enough to get at least a little social crew of people that come by my workshop, and we work on stuff together, and I do mods on people and stuff like that. So I'm thinking that is that's kind of what we established for the 6 piece, right? Okay, great.
So I think you have this. If you want these three people, they're the ones who have shown some interest. Gita, she's more interested in the mods than in your force thing. She thinks you're on the wrong track there, but she's interested in the tech side of things. Timo, he is clearly just into anything. He's a joiner, basically. He joins up with anything. And Godro, you're not sure. He's hard to get a read on. Chevin they're not that common on Coruscant, I think. So they're kind of weird. But he's showing some interest, and he listens when you speak, and he asks interesting questions. So it's clear that he's kind of getting what you're getting at, but it's not clear if he's really into the whole modding thing. That's a bit. It's possible that he's interpreting that as something spiritual rather than literal. So yeah.
Well, there's room for a variety of beliefs in the completed. I think for Morn, like Morn grew up doing this kind of work on people as like a way to get by, and it was a thing that felt good for him. And then eventually he got more and more wrapped up in the criminal side of things and the strange requests of like rich and unhinged people and weird pet projects of his own. So he does have a lot of like strange extreme beliefs, but he's also willing to accommodate people who just like cool tech. And because he in truth, he's probably lonely and just wants someone to share the thing that he cares a lot about with, and isn't someone who's just gonna like threaten to kill him if he doesn't do what they want. But so I'll work on getting these people what they're looking for, and maybe becoming a cohort at some point.
Cool.
But yeah, I'm definitely going for Hocus vibes with this one. With Focus from Hocus vibes. That's what I'm feeling now.
Nice. Bria has one more downtime action, and again, you can still do gather info, you or someone else, if you want to find out something more about the job.
Yeah, no. So I want to train in prowess, but since I'm going for my first die in skirmish, and I see that my loadout includes a vibroblade or 2, I'm actually going to ask my aunt to introduce me to someone who will teach me noble dueling with the blade, and use that as my prowess. So it won't be at our base. I won't get the bonus, but I would like to to introduce that into the fiction. So.
I think you actually still get the bonus because that's a crew thing. I mean, you can practice at home. You can set up some stuff. I don't want you to exclude that because you're doing it somewhere else.
Okay.
Oh yes. I know the perfect person for you to train with. And she introduces you to an NPC we already have here. Under various scoundrels, we have Alamar Teresh, who is, and you may or may not know this, he's kind of disreputable. His family was exiled from the higher levels on Coruscant. And there are rumors going around that he's a member of the Wilted Flowers, which is a group of nobles who go around doing very flamboyant crimes, masked and in masks and cloaks and that sort of thing.
Okay. Oh my
that's
lord!
The rumor, of course. He's
asked for this, Kai. You wanted dueling. You get the fop.
Okay.
And he's very charming in that sort of superficial, a bit airheaded way.
Right.
But very, very polite, very charming.
This is a Blades in the Dark character. This is one of the red sashes for sure.
Perfect. Well, now I know Alamar Teresh.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. All right, I am. That's my second downtime action.
Excellent. I think since we've gone for an hour and a half, I figure we'll take a longer break now, and we'll just go for the rest of the sessions then, if that's okay with everyone. Excellent. We are done with the downtime actions. You still have time to prepare for the job if you want, but we definitely should choose an approach. So you have the choices of assault, which is do violence to a target, deception, lure, trick, or manipulate, stealth, trespass unseen, weird, use strange powers or technology, social, negotiate, bargain, or persuade, or transport, carry cargo or people through danger. I'm going to pitch assault, but I mean,
yeah.
I vote assault.
Agree.
So I guess the only thing here is that we are obviously doing violence to the target, but are we going to have to get them to the place where we will do violence to them? Like, are we shooting them off of the roof of the cantina or something? Because if we are, we're going to have to like deal with his people and take him somewhere. So is that transport? I guess is the only question.
Yeah, so in my mind, a fun plan might be find a place where they're going to be. I just got my new sharpshooter skill, so I could take out the vehicle or a bodyguard or whatever from a distance, and while they're having trouble, whoever wants to go in and do some up close murdering might be fun. Open to plans.
What if we just place an order in a very specific spot? They'll come right to us.
Very specific spot where my ion pulse is planted.
Yeah.
yeah. You can place an order, but you'll place the order with the company. You can't be sure that he's the one making the delivery.
All right.
But he has
Unless
a fairly
you
regular
arrange
route,
for
though,
something.
right? It hit him outside the cantina or the motel.
Yeah, the terms of the job are public execution. So I don't know if it would quite do it if we just like kill the guy and then drag him somewhere visible and drop him. I guess
he has to explode in public.
Yeah, this whole thing is spectacle, right? So
do a Dutch Schultz.
Yeah, right. You weren't here for the conversation. They talked about Zori for that a bit, and she wants the kill to be in public, so that it's clear, kind of an obvious big splashy thing. But now you also have this information that Bria got, that maybe if there are other delivery vans nearby, they could come in as support. You don't know. That's just something they themselves were worried about.
Right. Right.
So I'll talk through this a bit, and let me know if you think I'm overstepping and moving into your thing. But assault, that feels like if you just decide, we know someplace they're going to be, we'll just hit them. That's basically the assault. Deception is if you do this, try to place an order, get them to be in some specific place, then that sounds that could be a deception. Stealth, I'm not sure if that's maybe if you try to sneak into some place where you think they're going to be and set up an ambush or something, maybe.
Hide in the trunk.
Yeah, maybe hide in a cargo container that you think that they're going to deliver. But that sets the plan further away, but that's it's absolutely a thing you could do. Weird, you have this strange technology. You have the clamp iron thing. You could base it around that. That could count as being that. Social, maybe if you try to arrange something with one of his assistants, that could be a social way to get into it. Transport, I think that one's hard here, since it's carry cargo or people through danger. That's not really this, unless maybe if you're using that vehicle that you've arranged to transport yourselves to get close to them. If you're doing it like a car chase sort of thing, then that sounds like transport. So you have different some different options. But yeah, sorry if I took up a lot of time with just
all good.
Nonsense.
No, not nonsense. It's nice to have them all laid out. So we could hit them on route to a delivery, deal with his two people, and then ride him in the speeder to like a public place and then rig it to blow, or just like I guess the nature of the execution is the thing, and also how much violence is it going to take to deal with these two people?
Well, you know that you know what this kind of speeder truck is like. The cabin is large enough for two human-sized people. Croft, the Gagorian, probably doesn't fit in there unless he's the only one, and he's not the driver. So he's probably riding in the back. But you don't know otherwise. Lox, since she's the driver, she'll definitely be in the cabin. But
Yeah, I'm all for just straight up murder in the street.
Well, I'm all good with murder of his people in the street, but I guess we're gonna have to make sure that the delivery route is in a particularly public place. I keep envisioning killing this dude by the cantina, because it just feels like
because he goes by the cantina and by that hotel. So either one. The hotel feels like it might have fewer people with guns that would shoot back just for fun, but either one's probably good.
I think we're kind of, based on our wishes from last session, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that he, I think Zori told you that, maybe she didn't. No, he makes deliveries to the cantina and to the hotel, and those are legit deliveries from his actual job. Right. You're not sure how intertwined these are, to what extent the delivery company is a cover, and to what extent he's acting on his own. but those are he delivers actual goods to those places.
So your like EMP blast thing, it needs to be hooked up to the vehicle.
Or planted in a place where the vehicle would like ride over it. And
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
pretty clunky. It's
That
not,
might be a fun plan.
yeah, it'd be a fun plan. It would disable the vehicle for some
Yeah.
time though. So if we wanted to use the vehicle to like take him to the cantina and then blow his vehicle and him up, or just like kill him on top of his ride, would be a
Yeah, I
nice
say we just do
statement
it
piece.
at the cantina. Just wait for him to show up and then.
I mean, if you're
Like, yeah.
when they're driving between various deliveries, they are traveling in streets where there is people.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you want to hit him en route somewhere, but you're not sure which places he'll deliver to on any particular day, other than that he always goes to the cantina and the hotel.
So from what I'm understanding, like I want to make sure I'm hearing y'all right and making sure. It sounds like y'all are focusing on just like, the kill. And I think we also need to focus on the brutality that she wants, right?
Yeah.
We don't need him dead. We need him suffering and broken and crying for his mother before he dies, kind of thing. So just making sure I'm on the same page as the mission. Like we need to disable it. We need to disable and isolate him, and then make a public execution.
Yeah, I think that's where y'all come in. Like we Morn disables the vehicle. I lay suppressing fire or take out the bodyguards, and then y'all just like make a mess.
I mean, with the brutality, it doesn't have to be like painful, but I think what she's interested in that is that it's public and it's violent, but it doesn't have to be like you don't have to. If you just pull him out of the car and shoot him in the back of the head in the middle of the street, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was like, take an eye off at a time, break his knees.
No, not that sort of brutality, just like
I
hit him
misunderstood.
hard.
I'm glad you were specific. Thank you. Okay.
But I think we're getting kind of, and this is my fault, I think we're getting a bit tied up into planning in detail, which we don't really need to do. Rich has been very patient with us, I think.
Game I vote at the start. I'm ready to assault. This is a kill the person thing. Let's go assault. Any fiddly stuff we want to do. I love Morin's like take down the MP. I think that's awesome. Everything else, let's flash back away. Like,
Yeah. I'm not even bothered with the EMP if we just want to shoot the dudes in the car. And let's so I guess the point of attack is all we need, right?
Yeah, and that's the cantina, I think.
Yeah.
It's where we know it'll be.
Cool.
Where we might have people, but let's do it.
Yeah.
So the engagement roll, you get 1 die for sheer luck. Is this operation particularly bold or daring? I think so. You're hitting him in a very public place where there's going to be people around. That seems to count. Overly complex or contingent on many factors? No, he'll be there. It's nothing fancy. Expose the vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest.
You can argue that his vulnerability is his regularity.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's like so obvious that
Mhm.
the boss who hired us is like, hey, here's the dope info.
Yeah.
We didn't have to look for it.
Yeah, I don't have to do any tracking or anything. Like we know he'll be.
Yeah, that works for me. So that means we're up to 3 dice. Is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have particular defenses or special preparations? He does have his bodyguard.
Yeah, that good Goran is just so we're clear, friends, because that's not a super well often used species. That's basically a white Wookiee.
They're like 8 feet tall, right?
Friggin' huge.
Yeah, I think that counts. I mean, he is ready kind
Yeah.
of a bit for this sort of thing, so I think that should count.
Yes.
So that takes off 1 die. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation?
Not me.
I don't think so.
I don't anticipate that Betty, the shock boxing, has. Yeah, I don't think so.
So we're still at 2 dice. Any enemies or rivals interfering? No. Any other elements to consider?
So we are predators. When we use stealth or subterfuge to commit murder, we take an additional die to the engagement roll. I don't think we're using stealth or subterfuge. I think we're being really damn obvious about it.
I think we're probably 2 dice.
Yeah, feels right.
But also, we don't take extra heat when killing is involved. So
Right.
Mhm.
Wow.
It's like we're assassins or something. It's awesome.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
she came to the right people.
It's almost like you're good at this.
Professionals.
So 2 dice. Who wants to roll?
I've been rolling ones all day.
You have
I'll take it.
go Booker.
Go for it.
go Boko. It's your
Go Boko.
birthday.
Go Boko. Go.
If you roll poorly, we know that you've told the police about us. And
Yeah, that's a
No
3.
pressure.
I love it.
Okay.
We are in a desperate position. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
free XP.
Yeah.
Free
Yeah.
XP.
I don't think it's free. So I think we should talk about free. But I'm into it. I'm super into this.
Yeah, desperate position. I think so. This is how well you succeed until you encounter the first real obstacle. And I think in this case, the first real obstacle is getting into the cantina. You know he's going to be in there, but you need to get in there as well.
Are we hitting him inside the cantina? Is that the point of
I thought
attack?
we were hitting him like outside, so we can like
Okay. You want to
disable the
hit him
vehicle,
outside.
snipe the bodyguards, and then kill them in the streets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, cool. Yeah.
If I can make a suggestion for the desperate situation, maybe he is early today on his rounds and we're not like entirely set up.
That works. I think, I think he's early, and
More.
Croft
Yeah.
spots one of you. Who does he spot?
I might be the one walking up with a big briefcase trying to drop it beside the vehicle. So
With the jumper cables.
with the fine wrecking
you're
tools.
trying to sneak up with your disguised clamp thing.
Let's do load real quick too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
I am heavy. Feels only right.
Mm-hmm.
Adam is also heavy.
Damn.
Yeah, I'll go heavy. Why not? No, I'm going normal. I only need normal, I think.
I'm going in light.
Ooh.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, so Morn is trying to sneak up on the truck with the clamp thing, but Croft spots you, and he sort of rises up from in the back, and he points to you, and I don't know how Croft sounds or Gagoran's sound, but he barks something, and so they've been spooked. Who does something at this point?
I want to do some. Oh,
I'm in a trench coat and a brimmed hat, by the way.
If you've got a thing, Priya, do your thing.
okay. Well, someone gave me an awesome suggestion. So I would like a flashback where, and this would explain why Croft saw us so early. I have met up with Croft and talked about the times that we did jobs together. And I'm going to try to bribe him off of being on the security detail. Like he's going to spot us, and then he's going to give us a shake or a wave, and be on his way. And I'm willing to pay a lot of stress for that flashback.
Nice.
Good luck.
I think the for the flashback, I don't think that's actually more than one stress, but you're gonna have to make a roll for it.
All right, so maybe he double crosses me. Got it.
Yeah.
Nice. I like dice. Are these desperate dice?
I don't think you were in a desperate situation at that point. I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure how this works.
Yeah, we got to figure out. The flashbacks have their own kind of thing, because you say it happens, you pay a certain amount of stress, but it could be worse, is how I recall it. Matt, do you have any more specific? Oh, I can try to look it up.
Yeah, I believe you can flash back to an action roll in the past. I think this could be risky, and then you could push to desperate, but I could also see it just being straight up desperate, going to like negotiate with a loyal bodyguard of an opposing gang member or something like that. Like he could just kill you for what you're saying, unless you establish any history.
Yeah, and then whatever harm he deals me, like I'll take on the sheet. That's fine by me, or I'll resist the consequences or whatever. So yeah, I will desperately. Maybe it's like a desperate week or something like that. I don't know. But,
so Anders, you could either say that it starts at 0 effect, like it's basically not possible, or you could say it starts at limited effect, and then he could push to, she could push to normal, or sorry,
yeah, I think
risky.
Yeah, risky, and I think weak.
Desperate, risky, weak.
Yeah. So, sorry. Yeah, right. Desperate and probably weak effect, unless you're going to try to bribe him or something. I mean, like you want to spend creds on this, but not right now. You're just asking him basically based on a shared history.
Yeah, and then if I need to spend creds, I'll do that. Because this is for someone I'm like intimately connected with. This is my vice purveyor, so I've got to make sure this goes down well. And having a Yeti Wookiee involved scares me. So,
I mean, if you want to establish that you have a longer shared history with Croft, that you're good buddies, then that would be a 2 stress flashback, because that's a more elaborate thing.
Yeah, I was willing to take up to 3 on this. So if I do 2 stress, can I say it's risky standard and then push for a better effect by going desperate?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. So
I think that works.
I'll take the 2 stress, which puts me at a number 6. And I'm going to consort and 2 dice. Actually, I have a devil's bargain in mind. If you're, the devil's bargain is, never mind. Never mind. That doesn't make sense. It's I got confused. Yes. So I will roll my die for consort and see what the dice gods give me. Sort. I can type. I got a 4.
You get a 4. And I need to. So you push to desperate, right? Or did you roll it risky?
No, I pushed to desperate for better effect.
Yeah. So that means you do it with a consequence: severe harm, a serious complication, or reduced effect. I don't think reduced effect makes sense here.
Give me a consequence.
And I don't think harm makes sense either. So this is probably a serious complication. And just to be clear, what you wanted from him was that basically he'd put on a bit of a show, but he wouldn't make any real resistance. You'd let him go. Was that the sort of thing?
Yeah.
So I think the complication is that he's been talking to someone else. He's been talking to Locks. He doesn't care that much about Boban. That you established that when you talk to him, but he has been talking to Locks, so she also knows that they're getting hit.
I see.
That's the consequence. You can resist it if you want.
Ooh, this might knock me out to begin with. Yeah, if I
Can other people resist that, or is and I'm fine because it's Bria's flashback, but if I can jump in and eat that, I would do so. I don't know.
I think you'd have to be. Oh, this is kind of weird when it's a consequence that's happening.
I'm totally cool if you
When
just want to
nobody's
make a ruling
there.
that's a no. That's the one part of resistance that I'm still unclear on as a player of Blades in the Dark is like, do you have to be fictionally positioned to where your character intercedes for that resistance, or is it just you, the player, say, I object to this thing, I'll pay stress to make it not true?
I would say that you could do it if you were also there with Bria when she talks to Croft.
Okay, so there
because
is some
then
fictional
you
position.
could like
Okay.
lean into him and say, don't talk to anyone else about this. This is just between us.
I would definitely bring Edema with me.
Yeah.
Oh,
cool.
well, then I will happily resist this by going, hey, big guy, don't
Yeah,
talk to anybody
you're
else.
good at that.
Don't do the thing. Don't do it.
Yeah. So I guess I'll resist with
Doesn't really matter.
resolve.
You're
I mean, they're all
anyway.
twos. That's true. But I guess the command
Or
might
3
be
dice
what.
from your. But yeah, I think resolve or insight, or you could use anything. I mean, you could use prowess if you're really leaning on him. If you're trying to intimidate him, insight if you're trying to figure out, or resolve if you're sort of being a bit steely hard with him.
And it's like a fortune roll. You don't spend stress to push this, right?
No, you just roll.
You just roll the dice
to subtract the stress level.
Here we go.
So this means you resist the action, and this is just to determine how much stress you take.
1 and a 5.
So
you have one more die, right? It doesn't matter because you rolled a 1. So
no.
You
Do
have
I have
one
one more
extra die from your bodyguard ability.
Oh, I guess if you're saying I'm protecting, then plus 1d to your resistance. Yeah. And okay, cool. So I take 1 stress for that.
That's what protect means in the mechanical sense. That's when you take a consequence for someone else.
I didn't make that connection. Thank you very much. I take 1 stress. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. Yay.
Cool. So you went there. You talked to Croft. You made sure he's not going to put up much of a fight, and you've made sure he doesn't talk to anyone else about it.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's a little like fist bump with Bria after we successfully negotiate that. Good job, Bria.
Couldn't have done it without you.
Cool. So Bokosh, what are you doing right now? Now that we're back in the present.
Yeah. Do I know about this arrangement with our big friend? Okay, so I'm not going to shoot him. But I'm going to take a shot at the driver to take her out of the equation.
Yeah, I think because Croft spots Morn, and he doesn't necessarily know that Morn is involved with Bria's thing. Yeah. I think he shouts a warning, and Locke starts to. She looks out and out of the cabin and starts to. Looks like she might try to floor it, and
yeah. As soon as she looks back, hit the trigger.
Cool.
Yeah, and I'm on a building with a good view up top there. So
yeah, you're still in a desperate position, since that's what the engagement role established. Basically, you haven't had time to fully set up. You're
Yeah,
kind
like
of
just like ran up there. I was like, oh, I don't have time to like get situated. It's just pop out.
Oh, and Kai, since you're all desperate, you should take experience for the
resolve. Yep.
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
Thank you.
It's not extreme distance anymore. So that's going to be with the hunt, I guess. Attack with precision shooting from a distance. I'm also going to push myself for this because I'm probably still sweating from running upstairs. get a little bit extra there. So that's 3 dice. All right.
Cool. You also need to pick. This is probably your fine blaster rifle, right?
Yeah.
So let's.
I probably don't have that. Yeah, never mind. Go for it.
I was just thinking, because we should look at the effect as well. You're desperate. I think this would be. I mean, you're shooting at an unarmed person or unarmored person with a blaster rifle. I would say that that's great effect.
Okay.
But then we also have the tier difference, which means basically they have a pretty solid. I mean, the truck is pretty solid. Your blaster rifle isn't that great.
Yeah.
Even if it's fine, that pushes it to tier 1.
it's fine.
But they're still higher. So you have standard effect.
Sounds good. So 3 dice for standard effect. That is a 5.
That's a 5. You do it with a consequence. Serious complication or reduced effect or severe harm. I think reduced effect makes sense here. She's looking back. You fire. Your first shot misses, and she leaps back. You fire again. You hit her, but she's not out. She's injured but not out.
Is this where I would resist that consequence? Can I do that?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
If you resist it, then you take her out.
Cool. With insight, I guess then, right?
That works. You can use whatever makes sense.
Yeah, I think that probably makes the most sense. And so this is just how much stress I pay to make it happen. It's a little...
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Actually, wait. Yeah, actually, let me make that 2 consequences.
Okay.
The first shot doesn't miss; it hits a bystander.
Okay.
So that's 2 separate consequences. You can resist either or both or neither.
Yeah, we already said that collateral was fine. So
yeah.
Gonna resist the not getting her. So it's a 3 and a 2. So do I take? Is it 3 stress or 2 stress?
2 stress. You take the lowest.
Okay. Cool.
Or
great.
You take 6 minus the highest roll, I think. So I think it would.
Oh, right.
Oh, okay. Cool. 3.
Right. You're right. So that's 3 stress.
Cool.
So we did it wrong before, but I don't think. No, it would be the same result because it was 1 on a 5, so it's 1 stress either way.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Awesome.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
No worries. What's going on?
Cool.
Yeah, you shoot her. She collapses half out of the cabin. It's not called a cabin. It's something else.
Cab.
Yeah, whatever. The
Cab.
driver's
It's called
the driver's
cab.
cabin.
Yeah.
It's just a cab, I think.
Yeah.
Which is short for cabin, I guess. I never realized that before.
Maybe. I don't know. So Morn, you're behind the speeder. You're holding the clamp thing. Croft has spotted you. You're not sure if he's into this plan or not.
Okay, so yeah, if I don't know all the details, because if I do, I don't think we need it anymore. But if I
Well,
don't,
I think you know the details of the plan, but we don't know for sure if Croft is playing us or what, right? So I think, yeah, you go where you want, but we definitely told Bria and Edema were above board with Morn and Bokash. Here's the thing we did. We think it's going to be fine.
cool.
Yeah, and I think what the issue is that you're not sure if Croft is sure that you're part of Bria's and Etema's crew, because he's met them, but he hasn't met you, and you're coming here with a hat and a coat and a big sort of thing. He may think you're someone else trying to do something and react from that. I think that's does that sound fair?
It does. There's two interesting options here, and I'm not sure which to go for. Yeah, I guess I plonk the EMP down and or the ion pulse down and say, if you're gonna uphold the deal, you should take a step back. Shunk. I don't.
Excellent.
I guess I'm just straight wrecking, and the consequences are going to be that he fucks me up probably. I'm not gonna like. I could try and take him out or something, not lethally, but I could try and take him out. But I think that's too many steps of the plan, and I think I'm just gonna do what I came to do. So let me make this wreck roll.
Cool. You want to push yourself or get the devil's bargain?
I got 2 dice. I'm happy to resist.
I'm happy to help.
I would take some help from Edema.
I imagine that Edema is like maybe behind Morn a bit. She was hoping to let Morn do the thing and then charge in and drag this guy out of his speeder truck. So maybe the fact that she's behind Morn makes him look like he's part of the crew, and that's how I'll pay my stress and help.
That works.
And also just
and remember, Etema is you're packing. Everyone can see that you're carrying.
I haven't checked the boxes of what I got, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
Cool. One more die here. Position effect for wrecking the speeder.
Yeah, you're in a desperate position. I think since you have this thing established.
Janky.
Sorry?
I just said it's pretty janky, like it's tier -1. So I could see it being limited or standard.
I think standard, because you're using it the way we said you would have to, which is actually attaching it to the vehicle, and that's what you're doing. So I think standard effect is fine.
Cool. So I got my jumper cables and I find a shiny piece of metal that I can climb it onto.
Yeah.
And the whole time Edema's just staring menacingly behind me. And let's do it. Desperate. There's a 5. Wow, 2 1s and a 5.
That's a second roll like that. Mark rolled had the same thing.
It's my 4th one today.
Yeah, so you do it with a consequence. Yeah, definitely he's going to shoot you, because just out of self-preservation, because you're putting something on the vehicle. Could be a bomb, could be anything.
Yeah.
He figures that Etema and Bria screwed him basically at this point.
Also,
so that's the consequence. He's going to shoot you.
Cool. The ion pulse could also fuck with his vocoder or any other tech that he has on him if he's like standing on the vehicle too. So I can see him doing that. So yeah.
Can I protect?
That's going to be, I mean, he's shooting you with a blaster rifle, basically point blank. So that's level 3 harm if you don't resist it.
I would like to resist it myself. I appreciate that,
Okay.
Kai, but I am three.
My resistance was going to be, here's a picture of our teammates. Don't attack them.
No, I like being in the mix right now. So I'm going to resist. And I do have 2 in insight, but I think I'm going to use prowess here. I think this is like where my finesse comes into play, my misdirection sort of. I think maybe the trench coat makes me seem like I'm bigger than I am or something like that. And it's just like the way that I move, it's not like I'm a quick action hero. I just take like a quick step to the side, like very intentional. And my frame all of a sudden is like so much thinner. And I'm hoping for him to just miss me because he was confused as to what I was or who I was. So let's roll with 1 die here and see if I trauma out.
I think you have 2 dice in prowess.
In prowess. Oh, I do have 2 dice in prowess. Okay, let's roll with 2 dice in prowess and see how that goes. Or I have one dot in attune. And that's mostly for like force tech stuff. But I think that the more the time that I've been spending on this stuff lately, the more I'm starting to actually like, things are jumping around in my brain. The neurons are firing. The wills are speaking to me. And I think maybe it's a Matrix moment.
Yeah.
I think it's a Matrix moment.
You see it just a moment before he fires, where the shot is going to go.
Yeah, like for Morn, I've mostly been someone's like lab person or behind the scenes person, and this is the first time I'm on the front lines doing action stuff, so I'm just like, right in it, full awareness. Veldrin, if you could see me now. Let's roll a d6. Exactly, Kai. All right, here goes. Yep, that's a 2. So I take 4 stress and I am out of the action. So maybe like on screen, it looks like I just got blown away. And
you'll do the thing later where you sit up and
or maybe I go bullet time moment and I step aside and I'm still holding on to the ion pulse and I like dodge it, and as soon as it activates and the wreck comes into play, I'm still holding it, and like my defibrillator shorts out and I sort of like fry myself a little bit.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Cool.
Yeah, so Morn is out of the action, and so is the driver. Etma, you were right behind Morn. What do you do now?
Etma's
charging. Croft, he just fired at Morn.
Yeah, I know, and I'm pissed about that. I scream out, "You stupid fuzzball! You're supposed to be on our side!" And she's charging forward and ignoring him because she's thinking he's gonna check himself, trusting in Bria's ability and my ability earlier to have talked him out of it. And I'm going in the truck. I'm trying to grab out the Gran.
Yeah, so do you jump up in the back, or do you run over to the driver's side or the opposite side?
Is he up front? Or is he in the back?
The Croft is in the back.
Croft's in the back.
See Bobum there, so you assume he's in the
cool. Then I'm rushing up to the front to. If I know Bokosh killed the driver, then I'm running up to the cab.
Out of the door.
Sweet. Running up to the cab to snatch our target out.
Yep. Cool.
That's my whole plan.
So is this? It sounds like skirmish, but could be something else.
I think it's skirmish for sure. I'm going by hands, so I don't know if I'm using any tech here. I feel like everybody's got their own stuff going on, so I'll push myself here, unless you got a devil's bargain you want to give me.
It could be that the security at the cantina is starting to notice this and get involved.
Or a camera captures you and the heat will be higher.
Yeah, that's also a possibility.
Or the ion pulse is bigger than expected.
Oh, I gotta start feeling like a trophy dark game. Hold on. Too many. Yeah, that's the one part of trophy dark game is like everyone comes up with ways for things to be worse, and I feel picked on. I hate it. It's weird. I know it's all in my head, but it's like the one part of trophy dark that shuts me down. I will take the because we want this to be public. So the idea of folks in the cantina doing that, I'll do that for an extra die. This is desperate, right?
Yep.
Awesome. Now, when I mark XP, can I mark it in one of the attributes, or does it need to be in playbook XP for?
No. When it's for an action, it always goes to
in that actions attribute. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's how it works.
No, that's what it specifically says. It actually says that right there. Yeah. I didn't have to ask the question. Sweet. So I will mark that XP, and I took the devil's bargain, and it's push or devil's bargain. So I'll take that.
Mm-hmm. So what? But you're trying to grab him and pull him out of the cabin, basically.
Yes, that's 100%.
I think you're at standard effect, or actually, I think you're at limited effect. You have to get in there. The driver's body is in the way, so it's kind of awkward to get at him. Does that make sense?
I guess I thought I was coming from the passenger side. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, you can absolutely do that. Yeah.
I was thinking of American-oriented speeder cars. So, like the speeder truck pulls up to the cantina, Morn moves up from this side, and Bokosh was firing at this side, takes out the driver, and I was coming up behind Morn, therefore on passenger side. But if it's flipped, cool. That's fine too.
I'm looking at the picture, and it looks like the passenger side is kind of, it's not.
Oh, that is weird. Yeah.
Street. So but you can do it like if you jump up into in the back and,
for sure,
and go that way.
I'm really glad you have that pick, by the way. That was a stroke of genius. Star to you for that. Because I'll forget to say it later.
So then, standard effect.
Standard. I'll take standard effect. That sounds awesome. 3 dice. It's desperate action. Standard effect. Here we go. A 1, and a 6.
You're really into your double ones today, but
we all are.
Yeah, you do it. It's just open the door, grab the guy, pull him out. He's not. I mean, compared to you, he's a scrawny little thing.
Sweet. And I am screaming loudly. Hold on, as Rich looks at the name to make sure I don't screw up. Oh, where is our hot little monkey? Zori Bliss.
Pulse goes.
Yeah, I don't care what his name is. The pulse goes off, and I go, "You messed with Zori Bliss, and for that you're gonna die."
Excellent. So Morn is shorted out. Bokosh took out the driver. Etomas grabbed Boban. Bria, what are you doing right now? And people inside the security in the cantina, they are starting to move towards the front. They've noticed that something is happening.
Actually, I can push to lay suppression fire if they get in the way. Just an option.
Actually, could I have them not be having that happen because I have somehow whipped the crowd into going out and watching it so that there's more witnesses, and all of them are in the way of the guards trying to do something about it.
Absolutely.
The reason I'm trying to do this is because I'm like my character gets reward for being like stealthy, And I'm like, how can I be stealthy in a very public assassination? And I was like, because I'm not even a part of it. I'm inside the cantina. And like, what I'm gonna say is, yeah, I'm gonna do the thing. I'm like, holy Kark, you know, see all that, but I'm gonna have spent time at the cantina. Like, I'm gonna buy a round for everybody, and they're all gonna know me before I yell out, like, oh my God, you see what's going on. And that's a sway roll, which I have no dice in. So let's see here.
So I think the flashback part of that's a zero stress. That's not difficult to do.
Okay.
But now you're rolling, and sway does seem like suitable.
Okay. So well, Devil's Bargain. I'm the biggest face involved in all of this. Maybe I'm not being stealthy at all. Do you have a Devil's Bargain for me?
Yeah, I mean, it could be that the owner is going to remember you specifically, or the bartender is going to remember you specifically, because you were making kind of a big splash before, buying drinks and socializing, and you're new here. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And then of course when like street sec or whatever comes by to find out what happened, like they'll be like, oh yeah, like yeah, I can describe her, officer, absolutely.
yeah.
Like her pictures on every tab of my character keeper. So okay, so that gives me 1 die, and there's nothing else I can do.
Someone can assist you. That's the only way you're going to get another die, I think.
All right, 1 die. All right, let's see what happens. Yikes.
Not opposed to assisting. I'm happy to assist. Maybe Edema was in the cantina being your hype man leading up to this. Then she just slides out of the way and runs out there to assist during your setup phase. Is that, if you want that assistant, I'm happy to spin the stress.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Boom.
Cool.
2 dice.
Okay, highest is a 3. I don't think we established effect, but at this point, I don't think it really matters. You were desperate because you were all in a desperate position.
Right.
The worst outcome: suffer severe harm, a serious complication, or lose this opportunity. I think there's 2 things happening.
Okay.
One is that one of the security guys goes after you, notices she's clearly part of this.
Got it.
Going to target you. That's
right.
One. And the
right.
other is that, the crowd notices what's going on outside, but they're getting in your way. So you're kind of stuck here right now. I mean, it's difficult for you to get out of the cantina.
Yeah, well, that was what I wanted. I wanted the entrance plugged, which also traps me inside. So that consequence I'll leave alone. So I'm going to resist the consequence of having the security guy targeting me.
Yeah, but also you didn't get what you wanted out of this. So you're kind of crowded, but they're not stopping the security guys from going outside.
I didn't. That's right. I didn't get what I wanted. They didn't go to the entrance to watch.
They're flocking to you instead of oh, do you know what's going on? Oh, look, that sort of thing. You seem to know what's happening, so they're crowding you.
I see. Okay. Okay. Well, again, I won't resist that consequence.
But you want to
but
resist the security targeting you.
Yeah. I will do that with prowess. They can't shoot what they can't see.
Mhm.
Okay, no stress.
No stress. So you're kind of standing behind a pillar or something. So compared to the security guys, so they don't notice that it's you who is pointing out what's going on outside. Does that work?
That works. Yeah, totally.
Cool. So Bokosh, Etema has pulled the target out of the truck. The Gregorian in the back fired a shot at Morn. Morn collapsed, but you don't think Morn was hit. Bit unclear.
Just have a feeling.
Yeah. And Brias, there's some shouting and commotion inside the cantina.
Are the security folks coming out?
Yeah, I think they're starting to come out into the street now.
Yeah, so I guess this is where I'm going to switch to auto and push to unleash a barrage of rapid fire to suppress the enemy. They're not enemies yet, but they might be soon. So,
well, they're definitely going to be enemies after you
Yeah.
fire on them. So.
They're not enemies. They're friends you haven't shot at yet.
Exactly. So I'm going to shoot at them.
You're not trying to kill them. You're just
No,
trying
just to like let them know that there's a lot of blaster fire in the street, and probably coming outside will be a bad idea.
Yeah.
And if I hit
also-
them, you know.
Friends you haven't shot at yet is also known as a greedo.
Yeah, they're greedos, you know. Cool. You're in a desperate position. I think here you have great effect. You have a blaster rifle. There are a couple of guys with blasters. They're not set up for this sort of thing. They're bouncers with guns. They're not military.
Cool. So this is still going to be Hunt. It looks like shooting from a distance. So yeah, so all they see is just like blaster fire coming from the rooftop, spraying the entrance. I need to push to use sharpshooter to do that. So that's 3 dice, I guess.
Yeah. So and the way this works, the way I understand it, if you push yourself, you also get one of the effects.
Yeah. So that's the suppression fire there.
Whew. Yeah.
And I'm okay with 3 dice. I think that sounds good.
Yeah.
There's my 6. Okay.
Nice. Yeah, you do it. Yeah, you fire a bunch of shots towards the front of like in the street in the front towards the walls.
Just like
they
spraying the front of the cantina. Yeah.
They pull back. You don't kill a bunch of people because you rolled well. So yeah, you didn't roll a double 1. You rolled a 2 and a 1.
I know.
What's that all about?
Slipping up.
Oh, Graham.
We had a plan. Stick to it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
cool. That's me.
Etema, security was coming out of the cantina, but they've been pushed back. Bria is in there somewhere stirring up trouble. But you have Bobum, and you've made everyone aware of what his transgressions are.
I think it's time for some viciousness. He's got. Let me check our safety before. Hold on a second here, Rich.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, what? I ain't done
Okay,
nothing.
cool.
Don't. I'm just.
Okay, I'm really glad I checked because I was about to say he was brought into this world with 3 eyes, but I'm not because eye injuries. So,
To be fair, I put that on there, and alien stuff makes it a little less horrifying if they're.
And I'm perfectly Vale is perfectly fine with me anyway. Like,
cool.
All I want to do is, well, it's not all I want to do. There's more, but right now, vibroblade. So I'm marking that, and it's a thing where I'm going to grab him and basically not kill, but like slice off an appendage. If it's an antennae, an eye, I don't know. If he moves the wrong way, one of the both.
So, but what you're looking for is trying to maim him, basically.
Yep.
That's.
I mean, he's going to die, but I'm maiming him.
Yeah. You're not killing him right now.
Correct.
Yeah. Cool.
Step.
I think now I think you're still in a desperate position because that hasn't really changed.
Happy to be desperate.
Yeah.
Skirmish feels like what I'm trying to use here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And I feel like I don't want to make it any worse. So, and you can tell me a devil's bargain, but just don't be disappointed if I don't take it.
I think, the devil's bargain that makes sense to me here is that Croft reacts badly to this. He was okay with selling out Bobum and just running out of there, but now you're being really vicious, and that, I mean, he still worked with the guy for a while, so he might have second thoughts about just leaving.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I'll take it. This is a terrible idea. I'm all for it. So that is 3 dice. I'm gonna carve on the Bobum. Going once with 3 dice. Here it comes. Oh, standard effect.
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 5, and a 3. So 5 on a desperate. I do it, but there's consequence. Suffer severe harm, serious complication, or reduced effect.
Yeah, I think with that devil's bargain, what happens is that Croft lays his big meaty hand on your shoulder and pulls it back before the blade connects. No, actually, you do it right. Actually, he pulls you back enough that you don't cut anything off. You give Bobum a nasty gash on the face, but I mean, he's probably had worse before. So
who can tell? It's a grand.
Yeah. So you get reduced effect, but also 2 consequences. That's one thing, and the other is that Croft is not into this anymore. He's not okay with this kind of thing. He had second thoughts before. Now he wants to break it off.
Too far along for a breakup now.
So do you want to resist either of those, or do you suck it up?
Those sound good to me. I like the idea of a fight with a Gregorian personally. You guys feel free to cut and run. Edema is all about this. This sounds fun. So it's a thing where she says, "Cold feet now? You turned on him? You might as well see it through." Chris.
Excellent. Okay, we're really close on time. I would like to finish the job this session. I can go a bit long. I don't know if that's okay for everyone else. If anyone feels we should stop it now and
you okay?
finish up next time.
Okay.
We
Everyone's
do about
cool?
20,
Yeah.
20 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But we try to wrap it up fairly quickly, but yeah, cool.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so Croft, he has turned back. He has turned and turned again. Bria,
Bad.
you're kind of stuck inside. You're crowded here, but you see that Croft. You can see what's going on outside. You see that Croft has grabbed Etema and is apparently not willing to go along with whatever she was doing.
Okay. Well, could I back up, run, jump through the window, and come out slashing? Can I create an exit by wrecking it? Or should I just...
Are you trying to get to the truck, or are you trying
Yes.
to get out of the cantina? Just
I'm trying to
away
get-
from the
I'm trying-
cantina.
I'm trying to get into the fray, and
Into the fray. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you have this crowd of people around you, so you'll have to make some sort of roll for it. But you can
Yeah.
definitely, it's definitely possible to do that thing.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull out my vibroblade and be like, back up. And then, like I said, like we're looking through a window at the truck, I will, like, you know, die hard my way through a window. I think he did that, right? Anyway, so
That sounds like prowl,
okay.
because you're running, jumping, that sort of thing.
Okay, all right, cool. That's 2 dice. So I will I need to mark my vibroblade on my loadout.
If you want a devil's bargain, you have to cut a guy to get them to back off.
A really handsome guy or a really sweet looking guy who was nice to you earlier? Like, look, it's
Could be.
Yeah.
I was
Maybe
thinking
you
more
don't
like
know until after.
more like a guy that's definitely going to try to get revenge.
A guy that happens to be a member of a gang.
Why not both?
Oh, yeah, all three. That's
Yeah.
what I want. That's what I want. I want
You'll
Rich's
get that.
idea. I want Morin's idea, and I want Matt's idea, Mark's idea, and Rich's idea. Put them together, please. Yeah, I'll take the devil's bargain. That's 3 dice. Who wouldn't want 3 dice?
Nice.
Here we go. I got a 4. Thank God.
You
Whew.
get 4. So you do it with a consequence. Keep moving to the wrong tab. Yeah, you get out there, obviously, because you do it. I think a stray shot from Bokosh's suppressive fire will hit you. Not too bad, but
Well, it's desperate, so it'd be level 3 harm, wouldn't it?
oh crap, that's right. Let's do it this way. You'll get 2 complications. One of them is level 2 harm from a stray shot.
Okay.
And the second is that the security in the cantina calls in street sec, and they'll be here soon.
Excuse me. I will take the level 2 harm, and I will resist the street sec.
Mhm.
Oh God, I need to cough. Hold on for a second. I got some water. For the audience, I've been dealing with a postnasal drip all day, so this is just awful. How will I stop the security guards from calling in street sec? could I have worked with Morn to make sure that the bomb also disabled communication devices?
Ooh, yeah, sure. There was some sort of feedback, knocked out comms.
Or maybe specific, yeah, all right, right. Yeah. So that would have been like a tinker thing. So it'd be insight.
Insight works. I mean, it could be, yeah, let's go with insight.
Okay, well, so I have 3 unchecked stress boxes. Is it a 4th one that will trauma me, or
Yeah.
all of? Okay, so beyond the checkable boxes, just making sure.
Yeah, yeah. If you go over 9.
Cool. Got a 5, 1 stress.
Nice.
It looks like
So-
it is when you check your last stress box, you get trauma.
Oh, is it when you check the last one?
That's,
Oh, okay, okay. I thought it was when you went over. Okay, cool. Thanks.
I don't like that.
But you did take the level 2 harm. Blaster bolt to the shoulder, let's say.
Okay.
You have armor? Do you have armor? Do you have armor? You'd eat up your load, but you could have armor and it would.
Oh,
Yeah, you could have armor, then you don't have room for any more gear.
Yeah. It eats up your load, but you at least wouldn't take less harm.
well, this is how you play the game, right?
Yeah.
So I
This
have
is
armor.
how you do it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll mark off my armor usage on my character sheet and dance with everybody else, because it looked worse than it was.
Yeah. You do the thing, you take the shot, you fall over, and then you sit up. So what kind of armor does Bria wear?
Besker.
Besker.
Yeah, maybe I still have the shoulder section of my
Yeah.
Mandalorian armor. So like when I put it on, it's like a American football pads, right? It covers the same areas as that, like
Mhm,
chest
mhm.
up to there, and it still has like my clan symbol or whatever it was the Mandalorians would put on there. And stuff like
Yeah.
that. Oh, I got to figure out what this looks like. Yes, you can't shoot through Beskar armor, Boko. Don't even try. Don't even try. Yeah,
Nice.
that's what I said to your level 2 consequence.
Excellent.
I love this game so much.
So I think it makes sense to move back to Etema now. Boko, you're still holding the security back from leaving the cantina. Bria leaps out. You accidentally clip her, but she seems to be fine.
Sorry.
So Etema, now you have a somewhat angry Gregorian behind you and Bobum in front of you. Bobum is obviously trying to get away. And Croft is, he doesn't seem like he's at the point of shooting you, and his blaster rifle is like, he's not holding it so that he could shoot you. He's right next to you. But he's got his hand on you.
Hot. I love that. That sounds amazing. I think what I do is the plan, and then we insert roll wherever you want. But Etema is going to let Bobum go, like shove him off a bit to stare up at the freaking Gagarin, because he's like 8 feet tall and I'm super not. Like I think Etema's 5'8". I'm sorry, I could do the math for you later on.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Okay, you're a wonderful person for not making me do the math. But taller by a lot. And it's like, it looks like it's a face off, but then as the Grand starts to move, Edema turns and just shoots him in the back like a lot of times, as fast as she can pull the trigger. And she's willing to take a hit from the Gagorian. It's kind of a dare. Like, are you gonna, or is this what's going on? Like, are you gonna strike me? Because I'm doing this thing. This thing is happening.
Excellent. Very cool. Sounds like skirmish.
I'll take it.
You are still desperate.
Oh, okay.
You have a Gregorian right on top of you.
That seems desperate to me.
Yeah.
To it.
But I think standard effect seems about right.
Yeah. God, you keep doing such good devil's bargains. I gotta hear one more. Do you have a devil's bargain for me? I know we're trying to rush, so if you don't want to have right off, we can just go.
Yeah, I don't have one. Just right off the.
All right, I'm gonna push myself in to get a third die. Here we go with the execution. A 4, a 3, and a 6.
Nice. Yeah, you push him off, shoot him. You're staring the Gagorian right in the face as you do it, and he does not try to stop you. Bokosh and Bria. Now you see you. I think this is like from the opposite side of Bokosh. You're up on the rooftop, but I think you still see Bogum fall from the truck, and you see Etema fire a bunch of blaster shots. Bria, you see exactly what happens, and both of you see Croft take a step back, and like he relaxes a bit, and then he turns to run, basically.
Did I see Croft attack Edema, or just was that on the other side of the truck?
I think you saw you saw that he moved towards her, but you didn't see exactly what happened behind the thing. But then now you can see that Etema is fine. Or at least not badly hurt. So,
cool.
So if you let him go, then I think all you have to do is get out of here.
Yeah. I think letting him go to let him tell people about what happened is probably within the plan.
It's within mission parameters or whatever.
And I can just keep the fire up while the others drag Morn away, or pull him out of the trash cans. That do you? I mean, you can slip away right now and probably get away scot-free, but that leaves Bria and Etema in front of the cantina with security on the way. Or yeah, I'm going to keep the fire up until they get out of sight.
I think that means Bria and Etema can get away. You can grab Morn and get out of there.
I'll snag Morn, throw him over my back, and mule him out of there.
And then as soon as I see that they're out of sight, pack up and hit the road.
Yeah. I think we can cut it there. Anything else that happens, we can cover in entanglements if anything happens there.
Delightful.
Cool. So we'll do all the fallout and that next time, since we're already over time. Do we want to do some quick stars and wishes? I think we'll do that out of the recording. If so,
you can do
either way. Yeah.
Cool. I'll stop the recording here then.
Yeah. Cool.